I have 2 public participation forms. If anyone else has any, I'd be interested in having them. Each speaker will be limited to 5 minutes to address the board. It's the practice of the board not to respond to comments heard during the public participation portion of the meeting. Our first speaker is Jane Porath, and the second speaker is John Love. So, Ms. Porath, if you'd like to come to the table.
All the way from Traverse City to be with us today.
That's a long way.
Thank you. Good afternoon. So I have just a little flyer that I would like to share. Would you mind just passing it around? Then I have a few calculators. I had to steal them from my children at school, so I only brought a couple so that they can continue to learn. So if you just want to, I just wanted you to
We could
see.
shoe.
We don't actually have to use it.
You don't have to use it. I just wanted. I thought that might be a concern.
The next meeting, we're giving the My Step test. Daniel
You got lucky.
No, you may not keep it. My children will not be happy.
State Board received
Wait
stolen.
away, sir.
Oh, this is property of National Heritage.
Well, this is definitely, this was definitely provided through funds from the state. So in a sense, they are yours. So again, my name is Jane Porath. I'm here from Traverse City Area Public Schools. I teach 8th grade mathematics. And I'm also here representing the network of Michigan educators for sharing a success. So when you were speaking about your banquet, I was thinking about being there last year. And so I brought calculators for you so that you could get just a feel for what I'm talking about with enhancing instruction through technology. So the calculator is really much of a mini computer, and what you're seeing in front of you right now on the screen would be a picture of a water fountain, and overlaying that water fountain you have the squirts, and overlaying the water fountain you have a Cartesian coordinate grid, and also a starting graph of a parabola. So students can manipulate that parabola, moving it in different locations to determine what an equation would be that would fit that particular squirt. And modeling is one of the major focuses from the Common Core state standards for mathematics, perhaps a real game changer. And this is an example of modeling in real life, bringing in something that students see every day and showing what we can do mathematically with it. About 3 years ago, I participated in a grant program through my school district. They brought in eMaths. Mike Lehman and Marie Copeland were the presenters, and after I think there was 8 days of professional development using these, also focusing on pedagogy and my math content knowledge, I decided my 8th grade students had to have these, and it's not as typical for 8th grade students to have this type of technology, but there's some research out there that says that if you can get these as early as possible into the hands of at-risk students, you can actually see some beneficial results as measured by the ACT. So that's a test that we all in Michigan use, so something that I felt was powerful enough to use. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the features and why I think this technology is so interesting. There's a feature called a quick poll, and I use this with my computer. I have a system where these calculators talk to my computer, and my computer can talk to these calculators. So I sent this document to the students. I can ask them to do work on it, and then they can send it back to me, and I can look at it through there. One of the things that the people from the TRIG presentation were referring to was this idea of having data available. And this calculator allows me to have data available real time, so I can have a sense of what my students are doing at that moment. I can give them what's called a quick poll, where I send them maybe a multiple choice question or an open response question. They respond, submit their document back to me, and I can look at the results. I display them for the students, and I can talk about the different responses that students have and get an understanding of their understanding. And I can see individually, I don't display that to students, but I can see individually what students are answering what. So it gives me that opportunity to individualize and meet the needs of those particular students. I can do a screen capture with this system, so I can display all of their calculator screens at once in front of my room. and again, get an idea of what students are doing and are they on the right track. I can also see if there's some interesting strategies that students are using to attack a problem. And if I have something that I want students to share, I can make that student the presenter. So that student becomes the presenter, and their calculator screen is big in front for everyone to see, and the students can see the keystrokes that the students are using to enter to talk about whatever strategy they're doing. And this idea of student ownership, the more I can get students up in front sharing their strategies and approaches to problems, the more my students are apt to pay attention. They'd much rather listen to themselves than me, I assure you. So some evidence to the success of this. Again, this is only my 3rd year in the classroom with these, and so there haven't been any ACT results yet to make comparisons with, but I'm very hopeful that there will be some positive results. And looking at student surveys about their beliefs and their interest in using the technology, they absolutely love having the opportunity to use this really dynamic technology every day to enhance their mathematical understanding. So with that, thank you. And I would like to also thank all of you. This is my first State Board of Education meeting. Wow, what powerful work you all do and the conversations. Thank you so much for volunteering and working so hard for the benefit of all of our students. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
You can come back anytime.
Okay, now we
Like to hear
have
Need these back?
Here.
Give these back to them.
A minute ago, I was afraid of getting tested on it.
Hate to give it up.
So they're
Is there a lock on this thing?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.